Hey everyone, happy Friday and welcome back to Man Down Sports. It's the WNBA panel and we're here to get into the WNBA finals. Oh my goodness, the Aces swept the Phoenix Mercury and we're going to jump right in. So, AT lovers, go for it. I want to hear from you guys. I know
Wow.
everyone is waiting for you guys to defend
Wow.
serial losing that Alyssa Thomas has had throughout her career. What's it is it 2020 2019, 2022, and 2025?
As I always say, this is a team sport, okay? You are putting all of the blame solely on AT. And honestly speaking, I understand, all jokes aside, AT is leader of that team. They go where she goes. I was disappointed in her performances throughout this series. I really feel like she like the officiating, like too much. Her focus to me wasn't locked in on the game. I'm like, stop worrying about the officiating. Stop worrying about what happens over here, the crowd and everything else. Play your brand of basketball, like it was that was disappointing for me, but also I got some of it on the coach. I didn't see any adjustments at all in the series. Not one. From game one, game two, game three, game four. It was like the same, I don't know, game plans. Get out there and just hope for the best. Like I didn't see like anything that was different. I'm just like, come on, like it didn't work in game one, didn't work in game two. Like, so what are you gonna do to at least give your team a fighting chance? Because I didn't see the same Mercury team that I saw leading up to the finals. Like it was like a whole different team to me. Like they were out of sorts. They were, they had attitudes. They were just all over the place. It was disappointing. It's not all on AT. Some of it's on her, on the coaching. The shot selection was bad. The body language was also bad from the team as a whole at times. Kalia Copper, when she was inconsistent, one game when she's knocking down 30, next game she's like 12 points. Like I don't know what I was gonna get from her. And that also was disappointing because she's a former Finals MVP, right? Not in Chicago. Like so she
20
knows better. I didn't like it. It's disappointing. I really expected better from them. I really did. At least
Oh,
get to 6 games.
Kaja, to your point, it felt like the coach was happy to be there. What I will say, and the inconsistency about Copper, a lot of what I saw was some poor decision making on the floor. Um, I think that we celebrate Sabali a lot, but I think she had a lot of really poor decision making on the floor. And those, when you're throwing the ball away, and I'll get to the turnovers in this game, when you're throwing the ball away, it deflates the team. And I think they had up and down moments of morale on the team throughout this series, feeling at points just grateful to be there, whereas they should be competing, right? Like Nate Tibbetts was just grateful to be there the whole time, and I think that that's why he didn't see any adjustments from him the entire series. So let's be clear, we didn't see him challenge, we didn't see him do anything strategic where we could say, okay, Nate Tibbetts is the reason that this happened in the game, or all we can say is that his lack of coaching, I think, really sort of shined, But you
Right.
have mentioned that it wasn't the coach's fault in the past. So
And
I
and
think
honest oh, my bad, Dom.
no, I just think that there's so much blame all around in this series. Copper,
Yeah, a lot of blame to go around.
can
Yeah.
we
And,
say that
they
Copper fought the hardest though? Can we say that?
oh, absolutely.
Say again?
Kalia
Yeah,
gave
she
probably
did.
fought
She
the
gave it
hardest.
her all. She
Yeah.
felt like she was out there by herself.
I don't
Yeah.
think so. I think she gave it her all in like 2 games.
Well, yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
some
So
games,
you're
I'm
right.
like, can somebody put out the APB? Like, is she there? I was like looking for her on the bench. I'm like, is she
No, you're
playing? Did she
right.
get hurt? Is she in the locker room? Like, where you
No,
at?
for sure. It was definitely two of them.
If they're not gonna show up, I feel like they could have at least stuck to the basics. If they were just out there winging it and then lifting up a prayer, they could have at least boxed out and prevented so many second chance points. I think that was their kryptonite, to be honest. Any team that has that many opportunities to score, refs aside, anything aside, it just was very disappointing. Another thing is they shied away from who they are as a core, as a team, with pushing the tempo. I mean, the Las Vegas Aces was never a fast tempo team. And so, but yeah, basketball is a game of runs, and the Las Vegas Aces managed to sustain advantage over the tempo. They controlled it from beginning to end. And the transition defense, Phoenix's transition defense crumbled. Since when? So it
Right.
was really disappointing to see them go away from what they've found success in the past and show up and just play the way that they did. Very
But
disappointing.
what about the turnovers? So obviously there was a huge free throw disparity in this game. I can pull up the box score and team stats if you guys want to take a look. But Alyssa Thomas had 9 turnovers, guys.
Oh my gosh.
How do we reconcile that?
Yeah, I think last time I looked at it, they had 12 as a team, and then I quit keeping track. So what did they end up with?
I believe they had 18 total.
I was about to say it had to be at least 17 because they had 12 in the second quarter.
I will share it with you right now. One moment.
I mean, as far as AT's turnovers, a lot of them were they were silly. But she made, like, what pissed me off about AT tonight and what's pissed me off this entire series was she would be right at the basket and then she would pass it up. And a part of me started thinking, like, someone had accused her of stat padding earlier in the season or maybe middle of the season or around the conversation when I was glorifying her triple doubles. And I didn't see it. But during the finals, I saw it a lot. And I was like, oh, whoa. I had rose-colored glasses on. I will admit that. It was a lot of times she passed up an easy bucket. And I was very disappointed. Like, disappointed is, like, I guess my word of the night.
I didn't think about it as stat padding. I wasn't even thinking about that. But there were a lot of times that she should have just shot. And she did pass. So
Absolutely.
It could have been injury, too. You know, maybe, like, she just, like, I can't even. Here, just take it. Like, here, take it. You shoot it. Like.
You think so? Her shoulder, like, you think her shoulder? I was surprised to see her come back.
She needs that surgery. It's a travesty that she's playing out there on the court, practically disabled, and then we have to feel bad for her because she won't get the surgery. So that's.
I don't feel bad for her. I don't feel bad for her.
I don't feel bad,
but we have to hear it. So we have to hear it from the commentators and the narratives. Oh, you know, she's playing with one arm on the court. I don't really want to hear that. She didn't have to play that way. She's gotten this surgery and, you know, she'd be able to extend her arm and her shoulder. It's no way to play. But if you guys take a look at the score, look how dominant the Aces were throughout the game until the fourth quarter where they were outscored by the Phoenix Mercury. And then you take a look at the game leaders, Asia Wilson, Kalia Copper. Copper went for 30 points. It wasn't enough. Asia Wilson, dominant 31 points. But take a look at the clear difference. Most of her points were made at the free throw line. So she took just as many free throws as their entire team. She took more than them. So I think she went to the line 19 times and they went a total of 18 times. So that's a huge disparity, guys. Huge disparity. And does anybody have thoughts on the free throw disparity in this series?
I don't. I know everybody says, you know, Asia gets, you know, the favorable whistle. You know what I mean? And I think to a certain extent that she does, but it's also her style of play. You know, it reminds me of SGA, like Luka. When you have players who play a certain way, they get the benefit. You know, they do. And if you can't be smart in how you try to defend them, you just fall right into the trap every single time. Every single time.
Essentially, she does. Because when they replay it, they do foul her. So you can't say it wasn't a foul. You know, typically.
You can't.
What the heck was Westbell doing? She played diva like this. I'm like, who taught her that? How did she make it into the pros like that? Like, what is this? Is this legal?
Oh my.
She was trying not to get a foul called.
Absolutely insane. Here's the girls celebrating a little bit. If you guys can see that in the corner. Look at Asia Wilson.
I saw Bam. I was like, look at Bam.
Yes. It sat right in between her parents.
Right, taking his pictures like a proud papa, proud man. I love it. It was so cute to me.
It's just so the white hoodie. Is that a white hoodie and a black blazer? I don't know.
Oh, God. Let Becky live. They just won a championship. They popping champagne.
Just like the
it was a topic on my live. Someone else brought it up.
She did her hair so beautifully throughout the series, and then all of a sudden we see a nasty bun. What is she?
She's locked in, ready to go.
That was her locked in look.
She could have done her hair for tonight.
Never. I'm focused on making sure we close this game out. Look.
Look at that! Look at that bun. Why does
I
she
love
have
it.
what? It's like a night. That's like an 80s, 90s.
They're in the desert.
But
She was
nobody
probably hot.
Nobody except Diana Taurasi wears a fan bun. That's got to go. And the hoodie and the blazer. It's over, Becky. Stop. Look, she's got her whole team wear. It's just,
Yeah.
Anyway.
I love a good uniform team. One band, one sound.
I guess this is what winners look like. So anyway, I mean, you take a look at the rebounding. They didn't even get beat on total rebounds, but it was the offensive rebounds that points, second chance points, and that kind of led to a lot of, I think, just disruption for Phoenix Mercury and the turnovers. 18 turnovers.
Yeah,
that's a disaster. That's an atrocity, and 9 of those. So Alyssa Thomas was responsible for 50% of her team's turnovers.
You're just gonna rag on AT all night, huh?
Well, I have to, because we have to erase her points and we have to erase her assists. Her triple double literally means nothing. It's irrelevant to this game when you bring in 9 turnovers.
That is true. I have to agree with that. It does. It cancels out. Especially when those turnovers, equal points. What was the amount of points they got off of turnovers?
Oh, I'll go back to it. Let's see. Points they got off turnovers. I believe that they conceded 20 points off the turnovers.
Yeah, a lot of them. So most of them are threes.
I'm sorry. So 26 points. That's disgusting, guys.
To 6.
In the first half, Chelsea Gray had 0 turnovers. And I mean, she's the real point god. I don't know how in the NBA we call serial losers like Chris Paul, someone who's never won a title, but Chelsea Gray is out here with 3 titles now in the finals, just coming up clutch. These women are balling. These women are balling, and we have, people in other, on the other side of the sport just being celebrated for no reason. But anyhow,
well, I will say a lot of the reason I think the Las Vegas Aces didn't have that many turnovers, aside from Phoenix's lack of movement and energy on defense, I do believe that most of the time the ball is in Asia's hands, right? And then, but what I loved the most about them was their transition offense. It was almost like they pushed the tempo, and it was a lot of times they just were swinging the ball and had open looks in the corner. And it was really no opportunity for the Phoenix to turn the ball over because the offense was so fluid. It was so easy.
I think that Asia Wilson plays off the ball so well, they spanked the Mercury in this series. They had a dominant run. I mean, their fourth quarters they collapsed almost every single game in the fourth quarter and allowed for a really large run from Phoenix. Why do you guys think that was?
They tie.
Is there
they got too comfortable with their lead? I don't know.
I think they're tired because they're not a fast they're traditionally not a fast tempo team. All season they've been moving slow, but this series it seems like they had foot on gas. So I feel like they definitely gave more energy. That's my theory.
Well, what do you think about this box score here? So the Aces, when you take a look, their bench delivered 22 points. I loved Evans throughout this series. I thought she was so great to watch. She was so entertaining. Jewel Lloyd was just so serviceable for them off the bench. And can we talk about Melissa Smith for a moment? She didn't play a big role, I think, in the last 2 games at all. But she's now a title winner after leaving CC0. So she leaves the Indiana Fever. She, is traded away from Caitlin Clark's team, and now she's an NBA champion. She said that she was not being utilized properly. Her girlfriend, Dejanay Carrington, said that on multiple occasions. So now she's on a team where she's being utilized the right way. She's not a starter on this team, so she's coming off the bench delivering. What do you guys think about that?
I did a video on my TikTok about that. I was like, look at her. Say it again. Go ahead, Angela. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I was saying Becky knows how to use her. You know,
Mhm.
those 5 points, and she got a couple of really big rebounds. Like Dallas just was not utilizing her or Dejanay properly,
Mhm.
like at all. It's kind of crazy to think they were both on that team and not winning at least some of those games. Um, and I think it's when Nalissa got to, I mean, obviously it was more than just Nalissa, but you know, she was almost a piece of the puzzle that they needed to start turning the tide around in the season. So I think she was a critical part, and I'm happy for her. This is just like best case scenario. And I also look back
Mhm.
and think it was going to be her or Dejanay between Minnesota and Vegas.
Mm.
So, you know, it's going to be one of them more than likely that
Yeah.
won the championship. So
Right.
I think that's
I
pretty
love it.
cool that they both started at, you know, arguably the worst team in the league.
I mean, what do you think about their starters and how they delivered? You had, you know, 3 of their 5 starters in double digits. Asia Wilson goes for 31 points in a closeout game. Chelsea Gray, 18 points. Jackie Young, another 18 points. She just delivered. I mean, the guards with their speed and their size, I felt that they were really hard. These matchups were really hard. And when you have multiple guards that play like traditional guards, I mean, I couldn't see a path for Phoenix to win without a real point guard. And I guess I just want to ask you guys, do you feel that the finals MVP was well deserved for Asia Wilson?
To me, I was saying you could make a great case for Jackie. I said that a few games ago. For me, throughout the whole playoffs, I think she's been the most consistent. Asia did struggle a little bit, you know, with
Right.
Aaliyah Boston guarding her in that Fever series. You know, she still scored, but it wasn't her most efficient games. You know, so it's more difficult for her. But for me, Jackie Young has been the most consistent. She was my vote if I had one.
So my only pushback to that is that you mentioned the Fever series. And so finals MVP, it just takes a look at this series, right? And so like over the course of these 4 games, if we just take a look at this 4 snapshot of games,
Mhm.
and I'm not saying that her stats justify it, but what you saw on the court, you know, mixed with what she was able to deliver in production, like, so you still believe that it was Jackie Young?
I think you can make a good case for her. I mean, for me, I look at everything. I know like finals MVP is only specifically like for the actual finals run.
Mhm.
You know, but even like in the finals, I know like Jackie was they I mean they what how many games they combined for like 30 points each? Like they combined for 60, like 30 and 30. They're like neck and neck to me. I don't think they would
I
have
think she got 28
Yeah.
points and Jackie went off for
I
32.
think
And
it
I
was
think
just the first game that Jackie didn't do so great,
Mhm.
but then the other 3
because
she
she didn't
did.
have her legs. She didn't have her legs. So then in game 2, they exploded. And then for me, what sealed the finals MVP for Asia Wilson
The
is
last game, that game winner.
the game-winning shot. So,
Yeah,
you know,
Yeah.
it's just
Sure.
iconic. It's very iconic, and I think
yeah.
that finals MVP, just when you take a look at history of the sport, a lot
I was
of
gonna say,
things are based on moments. So a
Yeah,
lot of
I get
things are
that.
it's the game-changing moments that really,
Mhm.
to me, win these awards, you know? And obviously the impact. Jackie Young's impact on this team was immense, incredible. I would never take anything away from her. I mean, she to me, they were a you know, a 1-2 punch. They were
Mhm.
they were just I mean, but what about Chelsea Gray?
I was gonna
She
say that's the big 3 right there.
She was
she was
The
a
huge
she
too.
was
3.
she was a floor general.
Yeah.
The leadership. Every time they were in a huddle, it seems like she was the leader of the huddle, telling everybody like what's going on, you know. And
She's
she
a floor
obviously
general.
has that respect.
She was
Yeah.
drawing up plays. She had her own clipboard in what was it, game 1
Yeah,
or was it game 2? So, you
maybe
know,
2.
I think the way that they respect each other on this team is really nice to see. And I thought honestly I don't want the season to end. I don't want the season to be over for the W, but it really really was incredible. Let's take a look at the Phoenix box score just real quick to see if you ladies see anything that sticks out to you. Um, what do you guys think? I mean, the starters, they were 4. So Natasha Mack starts the game and delivers a big fat 0 points. I mean, all the other starters are in double figures, bench players, you know, you had Brown, you had like What is that? They need to trade her expeditiously.
Yeah.
What do you guys?
I think there was a video during the season where she comes in the game and like you see AT like rolling her eyes or something.
I don't blame her.
I don't
Why
see
was
her.
she there?
I think Natasha has potential, and I don't want to sell her short because, like, I've seen her have amazing rim protection defense. She might not be the best if you bring her out a little bit farther, like Asia did numerous times, but Asia gave her such a beating. I don't even think she had the chance to recover from it. It was awful. I'm pretty sure they watched film back and was like, yeah, she's not gonna touch the court especially if Asia's out there. Because if she's who else would Natasha cover if it like what would her purpose serve? She obviously got cooked by Asia.
She doesn't belong in the
Right.
W, in my opinion. I think she belongs not in this league. She looked like a fish out of water. She was not ready for this, for this series, for these playoff moments at all. She just needed to be packed up, sat on the bench. Kirsten Bell, I cannot stand her from the Aces. Her and Natasha Mack to me were the same player. I'm like, why are they on the floor?
Yeah.
I think we need to hold
Yeah,
Sammy Whitcomb more accountable and focus on that because Sammy really let us down. I didn't see a good game from her since the Minnesota Lynx
He
series,
did.
and this team really needed her.
Absolutely.
And she was nowhere to be found. Even
Yeah,
on
they did.
defense, she was getting cooked by Chelsea,
I don't think
Jewel,
she was herself.
Jackie.
I think that's part of the reason why, they had they had her more on defense. Or trying to play defense. And I don't think that she was capable of doing both. Like they
Well,
didn't like she was it was to me like she wasn't able to try to guard Chelsea and try to guard Jackie because Jackie was giving everybody that work. It didn't matter who you were. Let's be very, very clear. Like everybody was getting the work. But Sammy she was out of she was like out of her comfort zone. I was like, she can't have that assignment. It's not working for her.
Sammy, I noticed I think it was game 2 or maybe it was game 1. I felt like she got injured. And I didn't see her, she wasn't getting the ball much. So it was like she was not even there. I don't even really
before that.
I don't
We're not gonna before the hyperextension.
Well,
Sammy Whitcomb is not a good player by any means, but
I like Sammy.
prior to what happened to her on the floor, what I saw is that she wasn't even getting the ball that much. Like she, to me, was like, it was almost like they took her out because she wasn't 100%. To me, she looked like she was playing at 50%. And I don't think she's that great anyway. So that she wasn't going to be the difference maker for them. She might have been able to hit a big a big 3 or 2, but Copper, they needed AT. They needed scoring out of AT. And I say this all the time is that if she's going to have the ball that much, she has to score the ball more in the finals in order for them to win. She needed to turn into a scorer in this series, and she could not do that.
I think she needs to facilitate more, actually. I think when she's helping like people like Sammy, like with get her shot, especially like when Sammy's having an off game. To me, I think she's more dangerous there.
But if you can't shoot, it's 4-on-5 on defense. And so that's the problem that I have with AT. So if you have the ball that much, you're dribble, drive, you're dribbling the ball at the air out of the damn ball. I mean, you got to be able to shoot it. And you have to be able to shoot from some distance.
But this is where coaching, that's true, because she's not taking any attention away on the defense. She makes it very easy for the Aces. Like it's like they had a break on defense. Absolutely. But with the system that they have, I'm curious where the adjustment came. Where was the adjustment? Like Kaja said earlier, like where
adjustment to that system. There's no adjustment that you can make in a point forward system. They have the ball in their hand. They're in control of points, rebounds, and assists. So the team, they eat based off of what that person does. Just like they say, the team goes as she goes. And so they can't go with somebody that can't shoot the ball and turns the ball over. Somebody that can't take care of the ball, that's a losing formula. 9 turnovers that's going to lose the game. And it did. So, and she was very frustrated, but it's just like, you're turning the ball over. You want to play this way. You refuse to get the surgery, so you can't shoot the ball. And then you want to have the ball in your hands and turn it over. It can't be all 3 of those things, guys.
And that's part of the reason why she was turning over, because she was trying to do too much. It was like, and I kind of felt like she didn't trust some of her teammates. It was like, here, like I'll do it myself. Like, here, damn, just give it to me. Let me just crash through traffic and get my layup, you know. And I was like, pass that ball, At. What are you doing? But
I mean,
that's like the mindset I felt watching her. Like, if let me just do it myself because they're not doing nothing. Let me just do it. I didn't really see a lot of team ball, you know, as
Right.
compared to the Aces. It was like I saw a team, you know, like help each other out, you know, screens and different things, you know, blocks, whatever. I feel like the Mercury were playing individual ball. Like Kalia's getting her points,
Yeah.
Tawana Bonner trying to get her
Yeah.
threes, but I didn't feel like they were working together as a team. I didn't see team ball.
I didn't think that they
Yeah, I
could
would definitely
believe
agree
they
with
could
that.
win it. I think Kalia Copper was fighting to stay in the series, to not get swept. You know, I think they really fought to not get swept in this series, but I just don't believe that they believed in themselves. They didn't believe in themselves in this series, and that's just where you know, it's like it looked to me in the first half like they quit. It wasn't until
Yeah.
the second half that I actually saw them fighting for their lives. And when Nate Tibbetts got thrown out of the game, and guys, I have sound from him that I think that we should react to. Did you want to see any play-by-play and dig into shot selection, or were you guys good there?
We're good. We can move on to Nate.
Move on to Nate?
Talk
Okay, so
about
we'll move on to
Nate.
Nate. I think that there's a lot of, you know, things for us to chew on there. He was ejected from the game. I mean, in the fourth quarter, what do you guys think he said to the referee for him to get ejected?
I'm so curious, like what could it have been? Or was it just the fact that he was as close as he was and just as loud? But I just feel like it also was probably something maybe egregious, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't even want to repeat it.
You guys think it was something offensive?
I didn't watch the.
You didn't
That
watch the
probably was something offensive. I would imagine so.
No,
It
I was
had
still
to have
on
been,
live, so
because
I didn't.
when I first saw it, you can't, from the angle that they played it at originally, you don't see the first tech. Like, I didn't even see it. So I was like, oh my God, they went straight to ejection. That I never seen that before. But she did give him a tech, like right like before he even approached her. So he must have said something. And then he claimed that he didn't know it was already a double tech. So I guess he was aware of the first. I'm not sure his explanation. There was at some point he wasn't even aware of one of the texts. But he said something to her and she walked away, and it looked like for a brief second she was going to let it go. And then something clicked and she was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
no, actually, matter of fact, get the hell out of here." Like something.
Well, I have the sound from him. We can listen. He addresses the ejection twice at two different points of his press conference. He addresses it twice. So we'll listen and we'll react together.
And so I'm going to remember this year forever, right? It's a special year. Obviously, you know, you want to get to the finals and win the finals, and it doesn't always work out the way that you want, but I've just loved what we've started to build here, and yeah, it's just a great group. I'm just disappointed that it's ended.
Coach, staying on the left side of the room, row 3.
Hey, Nate. I'm Joanna with them News. Prior to the game, you said that you were going to fight, to stay alive here in the finals. Fortunately, that's not the case. But can you elaborate a little bit more on what it is that you saw from your team tonight? Not only tonight's game, but throughout the season, and how proud of you are of them throughout the season as well.
I mean, we've just been resilient all year. Things. When we would get behind, we wouldn't hang our heads. We would continue to compete. We competed again tonight after getting down. I don't know I think it was 20 in the first half or early in the third, and we just keep playing for 40 minutes, and I think when you do that, you always give yourself a chance, and that's why we're one of the last two teams here. And these are opportunities for us to continue to build towards a championship, right? You look at that team out there and all the experiences that they've been through together. That stuff matters, right? We had great playoff series in the first 2 rounds, but this is another level, and they've been there, and that's something that we're building towards.
Coach, to your right in the front row.
Hey, Kendra Andrews, ESPN. I have 2 questions for you. The first is, did the refs give any explanation to you on your ejection and double technical?
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's embarrassing. I feel bad that I was tossed. I mean, I've been around this game a long time. I mean, I think it's one of the weakest double technicals ever. I didn't even know that I got the second one, to be completely honest. I don't understand it. I feel bad for our team, our fans, my family. Like, it wasn't needed, in my opinion. Now, I'd love to hear their call, but yeah, it was weak. I mean, we're playing for our playoff lives. I mean, most coaches, when they get tossed, like, you're doing it on purpose, right? And that was not my intention at all. But there's been issues with the officiating all year. And to me, I don't know. I'll have to look at it. I feel like I didn't deserve that, but yeah, I thought it was bullshit.
I know Kalia said on to Hollywood during the broadcast that she didn't love the way that this game was officiating up until that point. Did you feel that way as well?
Yeah, I mean, listen, Asia's a great player. She's going to score points, but when someone shoots 19 free throws, it's just tough, right? And so, yeah, I mean, they got to the free throw line. Obviously, we were frustrated, and I thought, we should have been. But yeah, she shot as many free throws as our whole team. That's tough to overcome.
Coach, left side, row 3.
And just following up there, I mean, did you say anything to Gina, or did Gina say anything to you as an explanation?
I did not get an explanation. I mean, to be honest, what I said initially probably, I deserved a technical for sure, but I walked away, and all of a sudden, I thought they gave Mo another one. And so I don't know if she thought I said something else, or I'm not sure. And then no explanation from Roy or, any of them.
Coach, next 2 questions from the front row to your left, Jeff.
Could you just talk about how you felt Brown kind of impacted the game to a certain degree tonight, and also what you thought having Sabali out, the difference that made?
Yeah, I mean, I think anytime you lose a player of Satu's caliber, it's going to kind of change the positions that we've been in. We've been in a pretty tight 8-player rotation for the last month and a half, and everyone kind of knows their roles. And I thought in the first half, some of our offensive execution, it kind of threw some stuff off, just as far as people were kind of not in the spots that they typically are. And yeah, I thought Kalani did an awesome job. Obviously, she hasn't played as much as she's wanted this year. I think she's handled it super professionally. I was proud of how she played tonight. I thought she did a really good job.
Guys, I see a lot of hands raised. We will do our best to get to as many as possible. Coach, next question, front row left.
Hey, Coach. It's Aya Abdeen from the 9450. It's good to see you. What have you seen from Christy Tolliver? She took over as the associate head coach after your ejection tonight. And how do you make a case for Christy Tolliver's candidate as head coach in the future?
Yeah, I mean, I thought, I think KT's ready. I've spoke on it before. I don't think that's fair to her to put her in that position in a closeout game. It's not what my goal was. But I'm sure she handled it awesome. Obviously I'm watching on TV. And I thought she did a great job. Yeah, she's ready. I think it's like any of these jobs. The interview is one thing, but day to day, the approach that tells a whole different story. And I think she's deserving. I think she's ready. And now, an organization has to give her a shot.
Coach, to your right in the third row.
Coach Greg Moore, Arizona Republic. It's tough loss. I'm sorry for going back to these technicals. I can't recall a game where it was ever 4-0, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, like Natasha Mack was on the court for 1:52. She picked up 2 fouls. You put in Kalani in the first quarter. She was on the court for maybe 4 minutes, picked up 2 fouls. What did you say to the ref other than that? Like, what did you say to the ref to make him kick you out?
I can't remember what I said, and I probably don't need to repeat it. But yeah, I mean, it's just the inconsistencies night to night. Yeah, I mean, in a closeout game for them to shoot 35 free throws, it's not ideal. I thought early in the playoffs, they'd let teams play a little bit more, but tonight that was not the case.
And now that that's out of the way, what can you say about Alyssa Thomas out there playing with one arm? Maybe the craziest thing I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't got to speak to her about what happened with her shoulder. Obviously, she's had shoulder issues. From what I understand, they got a couple scans or X-rays and everything came back okay. But yeah, I mean, she's one of the toughest players I've ever been around, if not the toughest. Her competitive spirit and will to win. Listen, I wanted to win for our organization, our city, but more than that, I wanted to win for AT because I know how much she wears it on her sleeve and how much she wants to win at the highest level. She has not won a championship yet. That's her ultimate goal. That's her drive. And, I feel for her because she takes so much pride in it, right? There's some people that play the game because they're good at it. Some play because they like it. And she loves it. She loves it. And, I respect the hell out of her for that.
Coach in the second row to your right.
Hey, Coach, have you talked about another one of your players? I know you've caught for a couple of years now. How have you seen her grow, and how much do you think this is going to fuel her?
I think we've heard enough of Nate and his ejection. I mean, if you guys continue to listen on, he kind of lies about not remembering what he said to the ref. I mean, what do you guys think about his explanation for himself?
Well, one thing that came to mind out of all of that, it was a lot, but the main thing he had said that stood out to me was he said typically when coaches do that, they know they're going to get ejected or something like that. Like they just know what they're doing. He said in this case, he was very confused and he wanted an explanation. And at one point he did go up to a ref and they got security on him. So I'm assuming what he said was so egregious, but my thoughts on him getting ejected or just the whole line. I mean, the reporters tried to get him amped up to maybe reveal what he said, but he kept it cute. He said the BS line. But when have we known Nate to say anything about the refs the entire season? And then he gets to the finals and he starts losing, and then he says something about it. And I'm not saying they shouldn't be advocating, but I think you've made this point, Dom, or someone on our panel made this point. So don't give me credit for it. It was a great point that I want to see someone who's winning say the refs aren't good because we only see the ones who are losing say it. So it doesn't hold as much weight as it could.
Yeah, I think. Ooh, there's an echo. Let's try to find the echo. Angela, is it you? Let's see. Are we still echoing? We are. Let's see.
I don't hear it, by the way.
You don't hear it?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So we're all set now. I just thought what was interesting to me about Nate was that he sat there and, he's been winning with brute force pretty much throughout the entire playoffs. And so now the officiating there's issue with the officiating. And it's every time someone gets knocked out, this is what we have to hear. And for me, everybody is faced with having to play uphill. Everybody's faced with it. I mean, we've seen Dawn Staley be faced with that, playing against Caitlin Clark in the national title game. And what did they do? They blew them out. Because when you're the better team, you know that you've got to beat a team by at least, you have to have the game in hand in order to beat a team that you know they are being favored. Caitlin Clark was being favored in that title game. Dawn, they came out in the second half, adjustments. They put Raven Johnson on her. It was over. She put the clamps. Caitlin could not score. Held her to 7 points for the entire second half. So where was, Phoenix, to everybody's point, didn't make any adjustments. I mean, and you're making excuses. For me, I just would have liked to hear a little bit more accountability of what Nate could have done different in his coaching or what the team could have done differently. Because fighting, hustling, not supposed to be there, that's a loser narrative and a loser mindset. You were there, so you were supposed to be there, and everything that happened was exactly what was supposed to happen. And two teams that weren't slated to make the finals did make the finals. And I don't want to hear these excuses. It just felt very excuse-driven by Nate Tibbetts.
I didn't get a lot of excuses. Listening to him, honestly speaking, and I didn't see where he lied. Like, I was trying to listen to it. I mean, he said twice, like, I don't remember. Probably something I should not have said, obviously, because he got ejected. So whatever I did say, obviously, like, I didn't hear him lie.
So I believe he's lying because the
Yeah.
first time he said, I said something that I shouldn't have said. And then the second time he said, I don't remember probably something I shouldn't have said. So I believe he knows what he said and he kept it super cute, because when you see him, when he's standing in front of the ref, it almost looks like his body is flexing on her. He's standing, you know what I'm saying?
Like, it was his fist clenched a little bit. Not at her like this, but down.
No, yeah, it's down and his body is flexed. So
I think the behavior might have been like a large part of why he got ejected, just, as a man, but
yeah.
But overall, like I said, I mean, it's not really much to say, like you guys came, you didn't conquer, you didn't compete really. I didn't agree with what he said, like, we fought the entire time. I was like, no, I didn't get a fighting team the entire time. that I didn't get. But I mean, what you're gonna go up there and say, yeah, our team didn't fight at all, because you still go back in that locker room, so like I said, if you sit there, you answer your questions, the same questions over and over and over again. But they were more focused on what he said to the ref that got him ejected. They didn't really care about the adjustments or lack thereof. It was like, okay, can you tell us what you said? I know you answered it already, but can we go back to what you said to the ref? It's like, okay, they're gonna start on that. They're gonna harp on that whole thing. So, but it's over. Thank God. Because I was like, this is like not even a point. It's no point even watching this, really. If you're gonna put this on NFL Sunday, like, what are we watching for, really?
Right.
So obviously, Asia Wilson, she's done something that nobody's done in WNBA history. So she is the MVP for the season. She's the Defensive Player of the Year. She's also the Finals MVP. I mean, what do you guys think about that kind of history being made in a season where no one has been able to do that?
I mean, it's incredible. They were talking the who was it? Shanae and them were talking about, is she at this point, better than Maya, the greatest? And they kind of all, it's hard to say that, because we know, those of us who have been watching long enough, we know how great Maya was, but they basically came to the conclusion that, yes, as a player, yes, as a winner, Maya still has her currently, right? And who's to say what Maya would have had she stayed? But
I'm sorry. So you think that Maya Moore is a better winner than Asia Wilson?
Well, that's what they were saying. They were saying she had more wins, just in her track record. She won more in college. She won more, I think, in high school. Just over the course of her career. And then in the W now, how many does Asia have now? 3.
This is 3.
This is 3, and Maya had 3.
4.
4.
Right?
That's what I'm saying. So yeah, so technically, it's kind of the LeBron thing with MJ, right? So I mean, it's like, well, MJ has 6, and it's like LeBron can't get over the 6 hump. So I think once Asia has 5, because I'm sure will in the course of her career, that's when it'll be completely solidified that she is the greatest of all time. But I think some people are ready to say it now.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was saying,
No.
yeah.
Oh, I just was like, yeah, but you're gonna say something else. Okay, continue on. I think for me, there's no way you can't like put her in that GOAT conversation now at this point. I mean, look at what she's accomplished. She's not even 30 years old yet. I mean, and she still has many more years left if she stays healthy, God willing. I don't see her not surpassing Maya Moore. And I also feel like we have to stop comparing these generations. Like the game evolves, talent changes, the way the game is played changes. So it's like, oh, well, if we put this one back in this time, this would have happened. If we put her here or put him there, like, no, like Maya Moore was great in her time. LeBron is great in his time. Like MJ's great in his time. Like let everybody be great in their own time. Like Asia Wilson in this time to me is the GOAT.
Absolutely.
I agree because just like MJ, there was greats before him, and he's still the GOAT. You see what I'm saying? So like with Asia, I think it's not too soon to start having this conversation about her being the GOAT. I mean, this decade, sure, but I don't think it's too soon to say it. Because I don't think this is not peak for her. She's only gonna get better.
So you think that she's going to continue to win MVPs and titles potentially, Brianna?
Yes.
I agree, yeah.
There was this one point in the game today where I think she got the whole entire sequence was because of her. It was insane. It was like I think she had forced it, got a block, then they recovered the ball, then she got the steal, then she dribbled the ball up the court and managed to pass it, and then she got the pass back and made the layup. Like her teammate gave her I think it was Jewel who may have gave it back to her, but Jewel could have made the layup. You feel me? So she was either gonna walk away with a block, steal, assist, but she walked away with a block, steal, somewhat low key assist in a bucket. It was tough. It was so tough, and I was like, yo, who else is doing that in the league?
I don't think
Right
anybody's
now.
doing what Asia Wilson's doing. I don't think it's close. I feel bad for Nafisa Collier because to me it hasn't been close. I saw that more than ever when they were on the Olympic team together, and so I'm super excited to see what Asia Wilson is going to continue to accomplish in her career. I'm with Kaja. I'm 100% with you on. I actually don't believe in the GOAT discussion. I don't believe there's a GOAT in team sports. So not just about eras, but I think that when you play in a team sport, everybody plays such a key role in winning titles. Everybody plays such a key role in the points that you score, the assists you get, the rebounds that you get. It's a team sport. And so there's no way to judge between the eras and to line every player up, player for player on every team that, every star has had throughout the generations. And the game is played differently and the game does evolve and it does change. I do think the women's game has remained competitive for the entire 30, years that it's been in inception. So I don't know. I'm just really super excited to see what happens next season. Is Caitlin Clark going to return with a vengeance? Are the Fever going to be ready to come back and completely torch the league with Caitlin Clark, or are they going to come back looking like poop? Because of course they probably will poop the bed as soon as she hits the floor. So is she going to take the turnover crown next season, or will it be AT? So
oh God, let me go to see. AT is catching strays, man. We had moved on from our girl, and you brought right back to her. Like just came right back, sharp turn. Like
will DeWanna Bonner and AT make it through the summer? They're a married couple. Is this a loss gonna carry? Are they gonna be able to get through this?
They'll be together.
For better or worse, right? That's what I was thinking.
No, they will. This will make them stronger.
I figured that. And I mean, at least one of them is a winner. So only one of them is a serial loser. So there's balance in the relationship, So
right.
it's gonna be a long, off season. Um,
It is.
we'll see. We'll see what goes.
And we'll see if Nate still stays at the helm. One of the reporters kind of was like, what was the person's name that took over? Was it Cooper?
Yeah. And, he said that she did a fantastic job. She deserves her shot. I don't see her taking over as the head coach of this team come next season.
Yeah.
But I will say that Becky Hammond saved her job. She saved her bacon.
Oh, for sure. I feel like if they would have lost, even though she's built this dynasty and she's seen tremendous success in the last 4 years, I still think that they would have let her go if this would have been their last run as a unit if she didn't win this, to be honest.
I agree. I think they would have blown up the team. She would have been fired for sure. And
Yeah.
I mean, she has had interview over interview saying, "Hey, you got to win to keep your job in this league." So she's talked about other firings, and it's like, "Hey, when you lose, your job is on the line. You're on the chopping block, and that's just how it is." She's like, "You got to win, or you're gonna get fired."
Right.
She's very plain. So she knows that she understands the assignment. And I'm proud of Becky Hammond. Shout out and salute to the Las Vegas Aces 2025 WNBA champions. What are your guys' closing thoughts? What do you want to close on tonight?
For me, it was just nice to see the game grow even more so than it did from last season. When Caitlin Angel came in, now Paige came in, and her Sonia Citron had a great year, and Kiki, I was a fan of hers from college. Seeing her come over and do what she did, I think the league is really trending in the right direction with the talent that's coming out of college and what's happening. I just really want to see better leadership. So it's not just all lost, because it really should be moving upward, like with the marketing, with the money that they make, all these different things. But I think Unrival's gonna be pretty good because a lot of them are going to Unrival. So I'm excited to see how that levels up from season 1 to season 2. And I'm
Yeah.
excited to see what Angel does next season too. I want to know where Angel's gonna go. I don't think she's gonna be in Chicago anymore.
I hope she won't be in Chicago. I hope she goes to an LA, a big, large market that can handle her superstardom. I'd love to see her with the Liberty. That'd be fantastic.
I must say, I don't think her and Rakia can play together. I don't see them playing on the same team together.
I think they can. I think her and Rakia could play together. I think Angel Reese could make it work with whomever her teammates are, even if it were Caitlin Clark. So I'm looking forward to it too. Yeah. What about you, Bree, Angela?
Yeah, I think it was great to see. I don't think anyone saw the Aces coming. I mean, I really like halfway through the season was just thinking, okay, well, it's just not their year. I just waved them off, and no hard feelings to them. But I was like, it's just not their season. Knowing full well that it's not how you start, it's how you end. But it's just good to see. Also all the different trades, even though it's so frustrating because that doesn't happen in the men's side where you have people flip-flopping teams all throughout the season. But it worked out in Alyssa's favor. And I just think it's good, like she said, with the growth. Watching Sonia, I got to see all of the players with being a dream ticket holder, so that was awesome. Got to meet pretty much all of them this year. Seeing Paige both in Atlanta and also in San Francisco randomly because they played when I flew out there. It's just awesome seeing the continuation of the Angel and Caitlin crowd staying for this season too. And I made a post on TikTok and I said, I think I said, if Caitlin brought you to the league, like who's your person that you've now like fallen in love with, or like who have you? And people were just putting in the comments all kinds of people, and it was just nice to see, that they've continued to spread. They're like, I actually really love, and they'd like name someone on Connecticut's team, so that's always good too, because as we continue to get more and more visibility and new fans, we want them to see that the league has been it. You just weren't watching it. We've known this the whole time. So it's good to have people join us and see, and then that excitement be a vessel for them to be able to get paid more. So I just think it's good. It's good for them, us. I mean, maybe not for tickets for us to pay for, but we know that's just part of it, right? So, yeah, I mean, it was just exciting to see. I wish Atlanta could have gotten to a little bit further. I wish they had beat Indiana. I would have loved to have seen Vegas, Atlanta, because they didn't beat them at all this year. So I was really curious to see that series, to see if they would have been able to push it to 5 games or what that would have been. But I was definitely worried about it either way. I was like, I don't think Asia is. There's not this train is not stopping. But yeah, it was definitely, it felt really long, but then it also felt like a really quick season, surprisingly. Like, so
It did. It felt
you
like it
know,
just went by in a flash.
yeah. So
How about
I'm
this,
definitely
guys? Do
excited
we
for
have
the rivals.
time for one phone call? I know someone that really wants to call in and they're really excited to talk to us. So, Angela, if you can do us a favor and just mute your mic.
Yeah, before the phone call though, I do want to give my wrap up because I do want to just say because this season really was a roller coaster. And it was so fun because we seen teams who start off really slow and then they finish strong, and then we seen teams start off really strong and then fall off like the greatest fall off ever. And then we see teams who are just like super consistent. There were a lot of surprises, and despite the controversy and despite a lot of big stars out at one time, Caitlin, Angel, Stewie, Nafisa, um, I think there was Ryan Howard at one point. Like all of these players were out at once, and you would have thought, "Oh my gosh, the viewership! You know what's going to happen? People, are they going to still care? Are they going to still tune in?" And the women who kept playing throughout the season delivered and showed up, and like just reminded people like everybody. It took everybody this season to make the game so great and fun to watch, and it was despite the stars, despite the controversy. Like it's great basketball that was delivered, and I do hope that they continue to negotiate in good faith. I'm being sarcastic, but I do hope that they eventually reach this agreement and there won't be a lockout. Like I'm hoping for the best, for the sake of the game and the history that was made. We witnessed a lot of history made this year, y'all. A lot. Like people are gonna look back on this year, and we got to witness it live. And I think that's the coolest thing ever. So
I love it. I love it. I mean, we did see a lot of greatness on display, and we saw women make history this season, and I don't know, I love to see it. I really do. And there's just so many great moments. So, if we do have time for just one phone call, we have a caller.
let's get it.
All righty. We have our first caller of the night. It looks like we have 2 callers that really want to come in tonight. So, thank you for calling in. Talk to us nice.
Alrighty, we have our first caller of the night. It looks like we have 2 callers.
Hey Dom, this is Kurt.
Hey Kurt,
From
how's
Phoenix.
it going? How's it going, Kurt?
I haven't talked to you in a while. I love the new format.
So happy to hear from you. So I have one of 2 questions that I'd love for you to answer. The first question
Sure.
is Alyssa Thomas a serial loser? And number 2, is Asia Wilson, was she the clear-cut winner of the MVP?
You know, I looked at Alyssa Thomas plays dirty.
I'm just kidding. You call in, and talk. You always have a really great take, Kurt. So I'm really curious to hear from you. What were your thoughts on this series?
I just want to say I really enjoyed this year. I enjoyed it more than the NBA. I just think the women balled out. I do think that they have to get the refereeing under control because I think they really pushed the limit when it came to physicality. So much so that a lot of the stars were getting injured, which took away from the product. So I don't know. What did you think about the refereeing during the course of the year? And do changes need to be made?
I think that the refereeing is just not caught up to the talent in the league. So to your point, the refereeing needs to catch up, but so does the coaching and so does the commissioner. The executive leadership of the league is just not, they are so far apart from the talent in the league. They're the best players. WNBA has the best fans. When I go to the Chase Center to see them play the Valkyries, I mean, just the way that the fans show up, they're so respectful, they're so wonderful. I mean, WNBA fans are amazing to just be with and to build community around sports, and the players are so wonderful. They are so accessible. I mean, they will talk to you after games. I mean, and it doesn't matter who you are. They are just, they are grateful to be playing the sport that they love. They're grateful that they get to, do a job that is just so fun for them. And I love watching the women play. I couldn't agree with you more. It's been a sensational season in comparison to the NBA. Do you ladies have anything for Kurt?
We appreciate you tuning in, Kurt.
Thank you so much, Kurt. Great call.
All right. Thank you so much.
You have a good night, okay? It looks like we have one more caller, guys, that want to speak to us. So here we go. This is the last call of the evening. Thank you so much for calling in. Talk to us nice.
Hey, what's up, twin? How are you?
Oh, we have T-Bert the twin. Okay, what do you want to say about this series? I feel like
All right.
you have, oh my gosh. Talk to us nice.
All right, I got you. First of all, I want to say what's up to all the ladies on the board. Hello, y'all. I never got a chance to meet or speak to y'all, but it's so
Hey.
good, y'all, for y'all up there talking about female sports, because the WNBA is by far the absolute best. They are way better than the NBA. But I'm just going to cook on this one topic real quick because I know y'all got to go, so I'll make it quick. So, the GOAT conversation. Oh my God, I hate it so much. Maya Moore, she's absolutely a legend in the game. Is she the GOAT? No, because her body of work was limited. And also, you got to remember, Maya Moore does have 4 chips, but 3 of her teammates got the finals MVP. Maya got 1 final MVP. Not taking that away from her greatness, but let's put it in proper perspective. Now, I think you ladies, young ladies, are a little younger than me. I actually had the luxury of being born in a great time where I actually seen every player in the WNBA since its inception. And by far, Maya Moore is great. She's not on Asia's level. And in my opinion, the GOAT, and if y'all ladies don't know, go back and watch, is Cynthia Cooper. Coop got 4 straight championships with 4 finals MVPs. Let's put it in perspective. And Cynthia came into the league. She was 34 years old. She was old and killing everybody. They called Cynthia Cooper and she was 34, past her prime. They call her the female Jordan. So when we talk about GOAT, let's put some respect out there. Maya's really, really great. Asia's better. But Cynthia, I don't know where Maya Moore name even came from, y'all. Please. I love Maya Moore, but her body work is too small. And she got 1 MVP, and her teammates got 3 of the finals MVP. So let's put it in proper perspective.
Another
That's all I
reason,
got.
so T-Bert, I'm with you that Maya Moore is not the GOAT. The reason for me, if somebody's got to put a gun to my head and make me choose who the GOAT is going to be, I'm going to roll with Cynthia Cooper. She's my GOAT.
Absolutely.
And it's the dominance. So when you take a look at Maya Moore, Asia Wilson, Asia Wilson has a repeat. She does. And so that's what I think puts her over Maya Moore for me, is that Maya Moore's title wins have 0 dominance in them. They could not repeat the links for a variety of reasons. And I mean, the WNBA, it's so hard to repeat. So, to me, I if I have to rank all time, I'm going to go, and they're all so great, but I'm going to go Cynthia, then probably an Asia Wilson, and then perhaps Candace Parker. For me, Maya Moore's top 5, but I've got Cheryl Swoops in there. I've got Cynthia Cooper in there, but I think the GOAT discussion is disrespectful, especially when you have not finished your career.
Absolutely, Dom, and I'm with you, right? That's why me and you twins. I got Cynthia Cooper 1. I got Candace Parker at 2. Um, and just to add on what you said about why Asia is better than Maya. I mean, you know how I feel. The basketball is two sides of the court, not just one. You know what I mean? So defense plays a huge part in my mind. And Asia is way better on defense than Maya Moore was. So I'm just adding on
I
to what
also
you
think she
said.
was
'Cause
just a better athlete. So, I think that Asia Wilson, I just think she was the better athlete. Candace Parker, out of the 5 people that I just mentioned, she was probably the best athlete of those 5. But Cynthia Cooper, when you take a look at her size, what she was able to do on the court, how she was able to beat Cheryl Swoops at a Finals MVP every time, it's insane. I mean, she was just incredible. What an amazing winner! She
absolutely,
won with
Dom. That's
Cheryl
why we
Miller.
twins.
She won in college. She won in the pros, and she's just incredible. But
I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm gonna say this last thing, and then I'll close out, Dom. Now I got Cynthia as the GOAT in the WNBA, but all time in history, I got Cheryl Miller. You know what I mean? But she ain't playing the W because there was no W. But I'm gonna close out with this. Thank you so much, ladies, for putting in this work with the W, putting that brand out there. It's the best basketball brand ever. And I tell the kids that I coach, if you really truly want to learn the game of basketball and the fundamentals, you watch the females. You want to learn to play like real aggressive defense, watch the females, not the men, because the men don't play ball. But thanks, Dom. Produced a great show. Thank you, Brianna. And Kaja, I'm sorry if I said your name wrong, and Angela, shout out to all you lovely ladies. And y'all 4 gotta keep coming back on. I'm gonna be right here with you. We're gonna promote this W, all right?
I love
Yes,
it.
thank
Sir.
you.
Thanks, Coach.
All right,
Happy Friday.
right back at y'all.
All
See
right.
ya.
Thanks, twin.
Take care.
Cheryl Miller to me, guys, and Mel actually said this yesterday. He said it very beautifully, actually. Asia Wilson just doesn't have any flaws in her game, and I can't argue that. Cynthia Cooper has some flaws in her game. Cheryl
Yeah.
Swoops. Maya Moore has quite a few flaws in her game, in my opinion. And then when you take a look at Asia Wilson, she can score from anywhere on the floor. She is, I mean, a defensive juggernaut. There really just is no flaw in her game. So, I have no issue with people calling her the GOAT. I just wish we didn't have to have that discussion. I think it's disrespectful to everybody who plays in the sport, and we have so much celebration to do for all these generations and players that have played. So, yeah, I mean, I'm so sad that this season has ended.
I just want
I
to
know.
that I wrote a paper on Cynthia Cooper. That's my favorite player when I was in high
Wait,
school.
hold on.
So I've been watching since 97 and, watched all those championships and saw it all. So, it is hard when people have just started watching for them to truly understand Cynthia Cooper, Tina Thompson, and those people. And it's even harder when the records are being broken because the game was so different.
So different. I mean, best out of 3. Best out of 3 is what it used to be.
Right. Well, the very first year it was just the one game, just the one.
One game.
That's insane.
Could you imagine that?
Yeah.
So I do just want to say that to me, Cheryl Miller is not the GOAT all time for the same reason that perhaps Wilt Chamberlain is not the GOAT all time for the NBA. To me, they are the same. She's the female version of Wilt Chamberlain. To me, she was the biggest, the strongest, the fastest. She is probably the greatest, one of the greatest female athletes that I've ever seen. Cynthia Cooper, she was that girl for me. So, are you guys ready to call it? Oh, I think we actually have a super chat. So we should read that off. Steven Jackson, salute to you for the $4.99 super chat. Dominique and the ladies are bringing the funk with fire. Multiple flames. Thank you so much, Steven Jackson. Salute to you. Really, thank you all for watching and supporting the stream tonight. For those of you who just loaded in, or those of you who came in and have been with us, rocking with us the whole stream, do us a favor. Like the video.
Yeah.
Subscribe all of our channels and share this video. Share it out on your social medias. Share it with your family and friends. If you like basketball, if you like the WNBA, go ahead and subscribe to Man Down Sports, the Noble podcast, Just Simply Sports with Kaja. Check Angela Perry out on TikTok, okay? She is viral pretty much every day. And, Just Simply Sports with Kaja as well, and Sports Tea. Go ahead and subscribe to our channel, share our channels, and help to build this basketball community that we are just working really hard to continue to grow. Help us out, guys. And don't forget, smash that like button. Get on your job, guys. Seriously, don't make me play it. We've been on our job tonight. We've been on our job tonight, so we need you to get on your job. That's what we need from you guys. Please don't make me play it.
Got me on my job. Nah, it ain't never gonna work like that over here. You know what I'm saying? I was trying not to leave this message, but you have left me no choice.
You
Left me no choice. Like the
you
video.
left me no choice.
No, seriously, thank you so much,
Yeah,
everyone.
much love.
Friday, and we'll see you soon. We'll see you hopefully in the next couple of days. So see you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care, y'all.